Hey, so this morning I'm going on a walk. It's really nice outside, and sometimes I figured out that if I actually walk and talk at the same time, my thoughts are able to flow so much easier. So I love listening to podcasts, and this morning I was listening to the Daily for the New York Times, and they were doing something over the horrible, terrible Hurricane Otis that occurred in Acapulco. So the Daily moderator asks, what are some things you could put in place to adjust to these new trends? And are there any straightforward solutions? So of course, the meteorologist starts talking about, yes, like if we had more sensors in the ocean and we could collect more data, we would be able to boost up these supercomputers, we'd be able to get better forecasting and all the above. Awesome, right? But that still, the moderator brings out, doesn't solve the issue. The issue of the warming climate, of the warming, it doesn't fix that. So are there any other solutions? And this is where I think that ag tech play comes in. So this is where we get into mitigating the risk. And what I mean by that is, right now, I don't think anybody has a definitive technology that I'm aware of that solves for all of the issues we have in ag. It's just way too nuanced. Why? So there's no one magic bullet in there. And really the idea is that so many times great is the enemy of good. And what we really need is something to help mitigate the risk. So that way growers can say, okay, I'm going to grow in Canada, a location in the United States, and a location in Mexico. I'm going to kind of spread out my risk, and I'm going to grow in these different regions for different benefits. Sorry, I'm waving to a neighbor because I live in the Midwest and that's what we do. So we're going to not put all of our eggs in one basket, right? And so this is where I think that the indoor CEA space comes into play for a lot of other operations. So if we could use this to help mitigate that risk, run that risk assessment of, I know when I start a plant, I'm going to finish with this end result. And what is that worth? What is that worth to your operation and mitigating that risk? Because right now we can't forecast and account for all of these crazy weather extremes that we're going through. So let's take some steps forward. Let's not let great be the enemy of good. And let's work on investing in impactful, innovative technologies. Thanks for letting me walk and talk with you about what's going on in our world today and hopefully finding a way forward.